Hey, what's up everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about one of the most controversial shaped guitars of all time, the Jackson Concorde. So, after the enormous success of my video on the Kelly Star, I want to continue to create interesting content regarding extremely important guitars, especially for the history of heavy metal. But first thing first, disclaimer, this video is completely not sponsored by Jackson, I wish, lol, I'm just a metalhead who likes making gear reviews. My goal is to only summarize and define all the variations of the Concorde ever produced. And yeah, obviously I'm not taking into consideration custom shop builds, so if anybody can correct or confirm, leave a comment in the section below. Alright, so before diving deep into the specs, if you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to leave a like and comment on anything you see or hear. And if you also want to see more of this stuff like plugin reviews, gear demos and other heavy metal related videos, definitely consider subscribing. Alright, I'm pretty sure some of you guys were a little blown away after seeing the guitar in the thumbnail of this video without having the name Randy Rhoads next to the image. And it happened to me too, I have to admit it. I have believed for years that the Jackson Concorde and the Jackson Randy Rhoads were the exact same guitar. But this is absolutely not the case, indeed, the opposite is true. And to understand how this is possible, we have to step back at least 40 years. The Jackson Guitar Company had its official beginnings in 1978. Originally called Charvel Guitar Repair, Wayne Charvel sold Grover Jackson, his partner, his shares of the company. With the shift in ownership, Jackson was not interested in keeping the old name. Thus, Jackson guitars were born. So, from 1979 to 1986, the company was located in San Dimas, California. They made guitars at this location up until the company merged with IMC, or International Music Corporation. Now, Fender holds the rights to the Charvel label and manufactures guitars that are very similar to the early models built in San Dimas location. Now, what about the Concorde versus the RR models I was saying at the beginning of the video? The second custom V-shaped guitar built at the behest of the late, great Randy Rhoads was in fact named after the turbojet-powered Aerospatiale BAC Concorde supersonic passenger airliner, a type of British-French aircraft that first flew in 1969, entered the transatlantic service in 1976 and was retired in 2003. It was this guitar that would later launch the bloodline by becoming the first Jackson guitar model, and it was the guitar design that would become known worldwide and beloved throughout metalldom to this day as the Jackson Randy Rhoads. Aside from the fact that both the aircraft and the guitar are sleek, sharp, triangular and unbelievably fast, the actual connection is a little more obscure. And let me try to explain this more in detail. Randy Rhoads left Quiet Riot to join Ozzy Osbourne's band in late 1979, and he spent much of 1980 touring Europe with his new boss, playing his first custom-built V-shaped guitar model. To get Randy Rhoads back to the States that December for Christmas, Osbourne booked passage for his phenomenal new guitarist aboard the Concorde. Evidently inspired by his supersonic mode of transport, Rhoads conceived a new guitar model during the flight home and decided then and there to call it the Concorde. As soon as he arrived back in California, he contacted Grover Jackson directly about transforming his hastily scribbled sketches into reality, and the rest is history. Rhoads met with Jackson at the guitar maker's San Dimas, California shop on December 23, 1980, and the result very soon was an asymmetrical V-shaped guitar with the bottom wing shorter than the top, neck-through-body construction, a white finish with pinstripes and, for the first time ever, the name Jackson on the headstock. Alright, so are you still here? After this very long and boring introduction, let me just start defining and distinguishing all the models of the Concorde that have been made throughout the years. The Concorde. Randy Rhoads' first Jackson prototype was the white, pinstriped, asymmetrical Flying V-inspired model built by Grover Jackson, Tim Wilson and Mike Shannon of Charvel Guitars. The guitar featured a maple neck and body, neck-through-body, ebony fretboard, medium frets, Stratocaster-style tremolo and Seymour Duncan pickups. The prototype was the first from the Charvel works to be labeled with Jackson's name. And the guitar at the beginning was slated to be called the Original Sin, but Randy nicknamed it Concorde after the sleek white supersonic aircraft. But after some time, Randy wanted to redesign the Concorde shape because he said that it wasn't really too much distinctive from the traditional flying V shape. So he decided to modify some details of the guitar, elongating its top horn in a way so that the whole instrument's body would look more like a typical shark's fin. It was black with a gold pickguard and had a fixed tailpiece with strings anchored in the body. And this guitar featured Grover locking tuners and Seymour Duncan humbucking pickups, TB4 in the bridge and SH2 in the neck. But again, it didn't end there, as in the following months 2 more prototypes were commissioned, which makes them 4 in total. Another string-through body example later accidentally sold at NAMM, and also another black embraced tremolo model with reversed sharp-thing inlays. But then, as we all know, suddenly and sadly, the development of this particular model had to stop, due to the untimely death of Randy Rhoads in a plane crash in March 1982, even before that these 2 guitars were completed and he could give Grover Jackson any feedback. These revised prototypes will become the first guitars sold to the public under the Jackson Guitars brand name. In the following years to come, there was a lot of confusion, especially following the creation of some satellite companies of Jackson USA, such as Jackson Stars Japan, Team GJ, and some guitars built under the Grover Jackson brand. It is really impossible to understand in detail where, how, and when some Concorde guitar models that can be seen on the internet dating back to the early 90s were built. And if you want to know something more about the Asian market of Jackson guitars, I suggest you also take a look at my video on the Kelly Star. But luckily, much to the happiness of all of us lovers of beautiful guitars, there is today an updated model of the Jackson Concorde, which is still in production and is divided into 2 distinct models. The X Series CDX22, maple neck-through body with scarf joint, gloss finish, white binding, 25.5 inches long, compound radius, lower fingerboard, 22 jumbo frets, and pearloid sharp-fin inlays. And also the Pro Series CD24, maple neck-through body construction, white binding, 25.5 inch scale, ebony fingerboard, 24 jumbo frets, original Floyd Rose 1000, and Seymour Duncan pickups. Alright folks, this is all for today. If you like this video and this type of content, please feel free to leave a like and comment on anything you saw or heard. And if you also want to see more of this stuff like plugin reviews, gear demos and other heavy metal related videos, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to directly support me, don't forget to listen to my instrumental solo album Musa and my hybrid practice band Awareness EP. They're out now and they are available on all digital platforms. And also, if you're a bedroom producer like me, take a walk on the wild side and take a look at my Facebook group. It's called Amp-Synths and VST Plugins for Metalheads. It's a great community, it's growing more and more every day. There are more than 1,400 members now, and you'll always get updates for new VST plugin releases. So once again folks, thanks for watching and see you the next time.